What if I told you that your daily walk, the one habit you are most proud of, is quietly giving you a false sense of security? Walking is wonderful. Don't ever stop. It strengthens your heart, steadies your blood pressure, lifts your mood, and yes, it absolutely adds years to your life. We're not here to take away your walks, but here is what most doctors don't take the 10 minutes to tell you. Walking at a comfortable pace does almost nothing to halt what scientists call sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength that begins as early as age 40 and accelerates dramatically after 60. And it does even less to protect the neuromuscular reflexes, that split-second brain-to-body conversation. That is the real reason people fall. In clinical settings, we see it time and again. Someone comes in, active, vibrant, a dedicated walker, and when we examine their lower body under imaging, or when we observe them trying to rise from a gurney, we see the tell. Their joints are working overtime. Their quadriceps, the great big muscles of the thighs, are essentially absent. We sometimes describe it privately as trying to build a house on a foundation of sand. The cardiovascular engine is running beautifully, but the frame holding that engine up, it's quietly crumbling. And friends, this is not your fault. Nobody told you. That changes today. Let me give you 3 facts. These are not opinions. These are clinical realities. Fact number 1. There is a test used in hospitals, geriatric clinics, and rehabilitation centers around the world. It's called the 30-second chair stand test, and it is recognized as one of the most powerful functional markers for longevity and future disability risk in older adults. The test is brutally simple. How many times can you fully rise from a chair and sit back down in 30 seconds? If you're between 60 and 64 and can't quite reach 12 stands in 30 seconds, it might be helpful to talk with a doctor about ways to support your strength and independence. The movement being tested, the sit to stand, is not just an exercise. It is a window into your functional future. Fact number 2. Researchers at Tufts University found that between the ages of 60 and 70, most adults have already lost approximately 12% of their total muscle mass. By age 80, that number climbs to 30% or more. 30%. And walking, beautiful, heart-healthy walking, does not reload those muscles against gravity. Walking is what scientists call a low-load, repetitive movement. It maintains what you have if you already have it, but it cannot rebuild what sarcopenia has already quietly taken. Fact number 3. And this one is the one that surprises people most. After 60, we don't just lose muscle mass, we lose the brain-body link. The medical term is proprioception, your body's internal GPS system. It's the network of nerve receptors in your muscles, joints, and tendons that constantly tells your brain, here's where your foot is, here's your center of gravity, adjust now. Research published in leading peer-reviewed journals shows that age-related proprioceptive decline is largely caused by reduced sensitivity in muscle spindles, tiny sensory receptors buried inside your muscle tissue. And here's the critical link. If your muscles are wasting away, so are the nerve receptors inside them. You cannot separate the two. So when an older adult falls, and we know that 1 in 3 adults over 65 will fall this year, it is almost never because they weren't being careful. It's because the split-second neurological alarm system that was supposed to catch the stumble fired too slowly, or didn't fire at all, which is exactly why we need a movement that doesn't just use muscles, but challenges them, loads them, wakes them up. And the single most functional, most accessible, most scientifically validated exercise that does all 3 of those things at once is the one you've been doing unconsciously every single day. We're just going to make it intentional. Before we get to the movement itself, I need to address something, because I know some of you right now are thinking one of 2 things. I'm too old for that, or that sounds like something that could hurt me. I call this the physically feeble fallacy. The deeply ingrained, culturally reinforced belief that people our age are supposed to slow down, step back, and settle for less. And I understand where it comes from. Decades of well-meaning but misguided messaging have told older adults to be careful, to take it easy, to know your limits. But here is what the science actually says. Difficulty is not the same as danger. Let me say that again. Difficulty is not the same as danger. Feeling your muscles work hard, that burn, that slight quiver in your thighs, that is not a warning signal. That is your body waking up. That is neuroplasticity in action. Your nervous system literally rewiring itself to become more responsive, more coordinated, more resilient. All right, let's learn this movement properly, because the difference between doing it right and doing it carelessly is enormous, both for the results you get and for keeping it completely safe. You will need one sturdy chair. That's it. No equipment, no gym membership, no special outfit, just you and a chair. Step number 1. Sit toward the front edge of the chair, not slouched into the back. Your feet should be hip-width apart, planted flat on the floor, directly below your knees or very slightly behind them. Now, sit tall. Lift your chest. Think about making yourself as tall as possible through the top of your head. Your gaze is slightly forward and down, not at the ceiling, not at the floor, just neutral. Cross your arms gently across your chest or extend them forward at shoulder height for balance. Either is perfectly fine. We're not using the armrests today because we want those leg muscles to be the stars of this show. One safety note here. If you have a condition that requires you to use armrests, severe knee arthritis, a recent hip replacement, significant balance issues, please do use the armrests or work with a physical therapist to modify. Step 2. The stand. Take a gentle breath in, tilt your chest slightly forward at the hips, just enough to bring your center of gravity over your feet. Then, push through your heels, not your toes, your heels. This is critical. Driving through the heels engages the posterior chain, the hamstrings, the glutes, the deep hip stabilizers, which are the muscles most responsible for upright stability and fall prevention. As you rise, squeeze your glutes firmly at the top, as if you're trying to hold a piece of paper between them. This is not just a cute fitness cue. Glute activation at the top of the movement engages your hip extensors and reinforces lumbar stability. It matters. Stand fully upright. Pause for 1 second at the top. Feel that. That is strength. That is yours. Step 3. The secret sauce, the eccentric lowering. Now here is where most people shortchange themselves completely. Most people stand up and then just drop back into the chair, and in doing so, they throw away the most valuable part of the entire movement. When you slowly lower yourself back down, you are performing what exercise scientists call an eccentric muscle contraction. The muscle is lengthening while under load, and research from Banner Health and peer-reviewed journals, including Frontiers in Sports and Active Living, shows that eccentric training produces 20 to 60% greater strength gains than regular exercise alone. It also dramatically improves knee joint stability and has been shown to be more effective for lower limb strength, mobility, and muscle volume in older adults than traditional exercise. So here's what we're going to do. Once you're standing, take 3 to 4 full seconds to lower yourself back into the chair. Count out loud if you helps. 1, 2, 3, sit. Control every inch of that descent. Feel the burn in your thighs. That is exactly right. That is exactly where we want it. That slow, controlled lowering, that is your independence insurance policy being written in real time. Step 4. The safety check now. I promised you we'd talk about what to listen for. Here is our guiding principle. Pain is a message. Life should not hurt. Muscular burn, the deep aching fatigue in your thighs and glutes, is normal. It's welcome. It means you're working. The vast majority of us will never feel that sharp signal doing this movement correctly. But I tell you this not to frighten you, but because you deserve accurate information. You deserve to be treated as the capable, intelligent adult you are. Every single time you get up from a bed, a couch, a dining chair, or a car seat today, do it on purpose. No arm push. 3-second lowering, heels driving through the floor, glutes firing at the top. You are getting up from chairs approximately 50 to 100 times per day. Every one of those moments is a free training session. Every one of those moments, done with intention, is a small vote cast for the version of you that is strong, independent, and fully alive 5 years from now. I want to ask you something. Before you close this video, before you go back to whatever comes next in your day, I want you to ask yourself honestly, have I been negotiating with my future self? Have you been saying, I'll start being more active next month? Or I'm too old for that kind of thing? Or I walk every